Hi, my name is Justin Odisho, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to recreate or think about how they did the "You Can't Stop Us" advertisement from Nike. So this little Nike commercial features a split screen effect down the middle, and the cool part about it is whatever's happening on the left and right hand side, even though they're from two separate videos, seem to be kind of tracking the same motion. So what I've done is I've got two clips in my timeline, and I'm just going to drag them out right on top of each other. And in my case, they're just two people running. And although we are in the same location and somewhat similar setting and lighting, we do have two completely different camera motion paths. By the time this camera is over here, this one's over here. So the 3D space that we're moving in is completely different, and we can't really fix that. And I've experimented with doing different track mats or set mats for this, but I think the easiest way to do this, since each clip is only going to be on the screen for a couple of seconds at a time, is just with simple cropping and adjusting by hand. So for example, first we just have to pick what clip is going to be on the top and bottom. In this case, I want this clip on the top because I'm not going to move it around as much. However, the bottom one, it's kind of further back and I want to scale it up. So we can always scale up easier than we can scale down. And what I'm going to do just to initially get my couple of seconds of footage matching that I need is I'm going to lower the opacity down to like 50% just so I can see the two images playing alongside each other. And what I'll do just to kind of get our first couple seconds properly matched is I'll actually hide the visibility of this one. So I'll see when this person takes their first step running, and I will crop to that point. And then in this other clip, I'll also see where that step lands. So that first step landing right there on this frame, I'll also crop into that point, and then I'll just make those points start at the same moment. Also, these people are going to be running at different paces and speeds, but we've at least got somewhat of a couple seconds of movement tracked decently. Remember, each shot is only being held for a couple seconds, so it's not too tedious for us to do by hand. So things do follow the track pretty quickly within the first second, but this is where I'm also going to go into the first clip, and I'm going to add keyframes onto the position and scale. And as we move along here, we're still pretty on track. We're on track. It's going to look cool. Now this bottom clip, we're starting to lose track a little bit. So I'll just maybe scale it up a little bit as the camera movements change. And I'll maybe move it over so that their hips are more aligned in the same position, even though their feet are starting to run at different paces. That helps us out a little bit more still. And I'm just going to kind of track that first couple seconds with keyframes. At this point, the camera movements of the original two videos is pretty different, so I'm scaling in quite a bit, and this is going to be different for whatever two clips you're working on. Running is a situation with a lot of movement. If you just have someone standing there in the middle of the frame, it'll be a lot less things to track. But just remember, you can move the motion of your clips so that they match each other. That's kind of the magic of this effect. And also keep in mind, like, the horizon levels matching, the scale and rotation. You can adjust the rotation. So the one thing I don't want to do is create any edges that are seen. That's why I have this bottom clip on the bottom, because I'm scaling up. But I think I've done a pretty decent job of at least getting a couple seconds of footage aligned. I'll just turn that opacity back up on that top clip, and I will look for the crop effect. So in the transform section, there's the crop effect, and I can drag that onto the top clip and simply crop over 50%. So 50% from the left will give us this. 50% from the right will give us the other direction, depending on which one you want first. And now we have that split screen effect. So especially like this, it's matching up pretty nicely. And at this point, it's also up to you on making continual adjustments. So if I feel like that skyline isn't matching, I can still continue to try to move things a little bit. In the Nike commercial, it does have a perfectly split screen, but I guess you don't have to have a perfectly split screen. If you wanted, you could animate this line or make this line start a quarter of the way through. That's kind of up to you. But in general, it's all about selecting two shots that kind of match and then scaling, tracking, and adjusting the movement of things so that they match even more, and trying to keep in mind little details like the horizon and the hip level, and then just grabbing a couple seconds of that effect. So if you are able to plan for this with the same camera angle, the same camera movement, it would be a lot easier, and you can just simply crop between the two for a simple split screen effect. But if you're working with a little bit different footage, you can also try this method as well. So I'm sure the Nike commercial took a lot more time. I'm sure they shot new clips just for this that matched up nicely with old clips from the archives. But hopefully this gave you an idea and a start on how you can recreate similar blend split screen effects. If you enjoyed this video, definitely subscribe to my channel and check out numerous other split and crop screen effect tutorials that I've done if you want to get more familiar with those tools. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.